before I could have this abundance of clients,
Yeah.
I had to do this for myself. They're where you want to be. So just do what they say. It's not complicated.
So today I'm here with Theo Cummings. He is an executive coach, RTT therapist, and also a transformational speaker. And I'm here with Theo because he's been one of my awesome clients who also agreed to do a video with me to share his success. Because oftentimes I have clients who are doctors, executives, lawyers, and they often don't want to do a video like this. So I just want to show my full-hearted appreciation to Theo for volunteering to do this brave thing with me today. The great thing about Theo, if anybody wants Theo's results, breaking 6 figures as a life coach, I think most people don't think that's a real thing, but it is true. You're watching it, you're witnessing it, because both of us are there. The great thing about Theo that I've really noticed different from some of my other clients who tend to struggle is that if I say something to Theo, he takes that and he does it like 10 times more. Like I noticed that you like really move into something. I give you something and you just go like full force and like really proactive. And it's not like I don't have to check in with Theo like, hey Theo, how's it going? Like, no, you just like, you already went and you went like 10 times. And that's why you get those amazing results. You're very, very proactive in your transformation, in your growth, in your life and career both. That's the
Thank you. Yeah, I take a lot of passion. I have a lot of passion for that because I remember what it was like trying to figure stuff out on my own and reaching up for all these cheap programs, trying to think that I could somehow integrate it into my own personal situation. And it was like, no. Why don't, you got to invest into yourself with someone who understands you. And they're where you want to be. So just do what they say. It's not complicated.
And I want to really bring this to attention right now because I should have actually acknowledged this in the beginning. But being where you are as a coach, like you and I, we are the top 3% in the coaching industry. That in itself is already so powerful. To break 6 figures as a coach is you need to have a very powerful mindset. And if you don't have that right now, that means you're lacking in many different aspects of mindset, many of which we discussed today. And just wanted to talk more about your success and what it was like for you before you got started working with me. We've been working together for now about 4 months. We started in September 2019, and now it's January 2020 recording this video. So Theo, would you like to share with our audience where you were when we began to work together and why you decided to work with me?
Well, yeah, I was always working with people for a very long time as a coach, actually. Super well educated with how to go about understanding a person's problem deeply and then giving them an actual system to get them out of their mental health issues. But I really started to be very, very interested in helping people to not just get out of their depression, anxiety, or addictions, but also then to say, okay, well, now that I've gotten rid of this, like now what, right? Now let's go make something, a big, legacy for yourself on your own terms, right? And so I wanted to do that, but I knew that I needed a new system. I needed to expand my strategy. I needed to invest in myself above all. And I needed to really stretch my mindset when it came to leveraging this therapy background, this psychology background into more of like coaching where it's more expansive and the market grows. So where was I? Well, I was doing like, I was making not great money. I was making decent money. I was making like almost 6 figures, but not even close to where I wanted to go. And it was inconsistent. And this is why I was concerned, because I knew that there was something that I was doing that I wasn't aware that was pulling me down and help in making me be very volatile in my growth.
Yeah.
And so as an entrepreneur, that's a red flag to me, at least.
Well, yeah, I think most entrepreneurs go through stages like this, and we have to understand what is the problem, right? Yeah.
There were ways that I was deceiving myself. It's called the self-deception, and this is one of the biggest takeaways from our time together. It's almost like when you think you know the truth, but it's not the better truth. There's what you think, what you believe is true for you, but there's a better truth beyond the mountain that you can't even see because you're on the mountain, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose to work with, it's one big reason why I wanted to work with you, because I knew that you were a few steps ahead of me. And I knew that there was a mindset thing too. I think that the mindset thing was actually probably the biggest thing that I needed to get over and get past.
Yeah.
That's really where I was at, I was still in this kind of reaching mindset. And I knew that that was a big reason why my business wasn't growing at the rate that I wanted it to.
Yeah. And so now we've been working together for 4 months, and we're actually still working together. What would you say that 3 top areas of success have been during our time together?
Top area of success?
Yeah.
Well, the first and most important one is passion. I mean, of course, when I first started doing this, I was very passionate about it. But it's another thing to get equally compensated for the passion itself. It's like it's like a validating thing. It's like, okay, now I'm in alignment. So like a lot of people say, oh, I'm passionate about this thing, but I'm not really making money from it. And it's like, well, it's just because you're not able to receive it, because there's unrelated relationship blocks that you have that you're not even aware that that's why you can't receive the abundance.
Yeah.
So that was the
relationship. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the biggest breakthrough is, it's like realizing that I was like getting scared of this monster, so scared of this monster of unpredictability and scarcity. But it's like when you draw a picture of the monster and you get scared of the monster, but you don't realize that you're actually the one who drew the picture of the monster.
That's it.
So
yeah.
You're not scared of the money. You're scared of how you think and how you feel about money. And oftentimes there's related aspects that I had to get over around my family dynamics and my past relationships that I wasn't even aware of, that were directly connected to the fact that I wasn't allowing myself to take in the abundance. So that was one big one.
Yeah.
Another
it's like
one
fear
was
of success, fear of failure, all tied together. That's what you're describing right now. We all
unworthiness too. And it's like guilt. It's guilt. The guilt from being really successful.
Yeah.
And then the other one was having just a system where I can measure and I can know what I'm doing wrong. And the system is all about knowing why you're doing what you're doing. If you know why you're doing what you're doing, and then you can actually persevere over any problem, because you know that as long as you stick to the system and you change what's not going right, it will give you the result.
Yeah.
So now it's really great to know why I do certain things so that I don't get discouraged.
Self-awareness, even deeper self-awareness.
Yes, and then the third biggest thing was, again, it's very related to the systems and having the right things in place and knowing what to do literally.
Yeah.
But again, it's knowing how to leverage intention.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing that I've learned is, it's really good to have goals. Everybody has goals. Everybody has a to-do list, right? Anyone can do that. But people get so attached to the outcome that they are very fragile when things don't go their way.
Don't know how to do it. when it doesn't go their way?
When you know how to, when I learned how to channel my intention, that is what's more important, because that is what's always true in the present moment.
Yeah.
It's more powerful than having a goal, because your intention is something that you're focusing your energy on, instead of focusing your energy on, oh, I need to make 10, 20K this month. That's the wrong way to go about it. That's how I was going about it before. So I needed to stop chasing the byproduct and start chasing the intention.
That's it.
And start not even chasing the intention, but becoming the intention, becoming the feeling that I will feel when I hit that. And then ironically, you actually end up hitting it.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's a mindset thing. It's more complicated than that.
Yeah, well, I always say to everyone, your first 100K as an entrepreneur, you almost don't need much strategy. You don't need complicated funnels. You don't even need a website, actually, to be honest. You don't really need all this stuff. We believe we need that. But actually, that 6-figure is a mindset. After the 6 figures, you do need strategies to go further, right? So basically, that's what we're talking about right now. It's like, how do you become the person? And that's what you're sharing, because now you have broken through. You have hit the 6-figure goal. So now, could you tell us more about how did this working together, our relationship together, change your life and business?
Well, honestly, I can enjoy my free time because I'm not constantly, incessantly obsessing about what I need to be doing and feeling guilty for having fun. Not having enjoyable times with friends and family, and not always having to check, am I in alignment with my expenses? Obviously, as a business owner, you need to be very aware of where you're spending your money, but it's not this like fearful thing.
Yeah.
It's not this like, do I have enough?
Yeah. Yeah. That
and
you have safety. You have certainty inside. It's like you built it. You built that resilience to have the certainty and the safety in an uncertain path.
Yeah, because I needed to work with you for like a certain amount of time to gain the real reference experiences, so that it's like, then once you've gained one experience of hitting a certain target in a month, you can retrain your physiology to recreate that for yourself before you've even hit the goal again, before you've even broken through. And that is why I'm excited to see all the growth that I'm not even aware of that I'm capable of.
Yeah.
Because it's literally infinite. But it's, again, like you said, it's a complete mind shift. So did that answer your question though?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a change of being, which is what I always talk about.
Yes, that's what it was. That's what I meant to do. Change of being, yeah.
Because that leads to real long-term success on your terms. It's not chasing something, it's changing your being. And actually in entrepreneurship, actually specifically in coaching we're talking about right now, there are really 3 things that makes us really successful, right? The first thing is that you have training. You're obviously a great coach because you're getting referrals, you're getting a constant stream of clients. The second thing is to really understand how to deliver and let people know how you can help them. That languaging is often the most difficult thing for coaches, because what we deliver is actually quite intangible, and we have to learn to make that tangible. The third thing is how we lead, how we pull people, how we inspire others, how we make space for others. That relationship skill is something that I find is the most difficult. How to work with clients, how to understand them, and how to guide them to help them get the fastest, best results. So out of these 3 things, of course, when we work together, we improve upon that, especially because you have a continuous stream of clients. And that allows you to become a better coach, because only with practice we can become better. Theory is just one thing. Would you agree?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you don't know how to do market research the right way, you're in deep trouble. You don't know how to speak. You don't know how to speak their language. You don't know how to make them believe that what they want is possible, right?
Yes.
On the sales call.
Yeah.
You don't know how to sweep away false beliefs that they have on the sales call. You don't know how to persuade them. And most people think persuasion is manipulation. No, persuasion is just understanding what they want,
Yes.
where they're at, what they want, and how can you give them a tailored solution to give them the result, because it is intangible. But again, it all goes back to realizing that, like, before I could do this, before I could have this abundance of clients, I had to do this for myself. I had to do this for myself. And even when I coach my clients now, I'm still, it's reinforcing, I'm coaching myself when I coach my clients, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So the more I've been investing more energy actually now into getting my clients amazing results. And it's showing, because now I'm having more referrals and I'm not having to rely on my marketing efforts as much, because it's just about getting results for your clients. You know, they become your walking advertisements.
Yeah.
And so it's, again, that's another breakthrough that I had. And I think above all, the biggest breakthrough was letting go of who I used to be. It's like, because our egos, they're like, oh, but you're this person, right? You have these friends and you have this background and this is where you come from and this is why this is that. But that is the story that's keeping you from breaking through.
Yes.
And you don't want to let go of it. It goes back to like how Michael Jackson would make millions of dollars every month, and then he would have nothing to show for it, because he had this story that he was trying to gain validation from someone from his past. He was a subconscious pattern that he didn't realize he had.
Yes.
And that was what actually pulled him back into his familiar stories. It's very sad. I mean, rest in peace, Michael Jackson. But, you know, once you can see what you're not seeing, right? That is what helps you to level up. And I mean, it's amazing the things that I thought I was putting timelines for where I'm at now, like years in advance, because I didn't see how fast you can learn this stuff and how fast you can actually get the results. Because I was still in the scarcity mindset and thinking that I identify with the things that I have. My self-worth is all about, but no, you don't own anything. You can't take anything that you own with you to your grave. The money, your car, nothing you own will come with you. And the more you let go of ownership of money and stuff like that, the more money you make, because you start to realize it's crazy.
It feels very counterintuitive, but when you're desperate, you won't get it. It's like when you're chasing, you won't get it. Yeah. You know what over time, I've invested a ton, because in the beginning of this coaching business journey, you think you need strategies. And I've actually invested a lot in marketing experts and also investment marketing coach. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just that they don't know how to reach your audience. And actually, you have to learn how to do this. And this is an important key part of having a thriving coaching business, is that you need to learn how to speak, how to copyright, how to reach your audience, and how to reach your audience, because nobody knows your audience better than you. So even if you went and paid somebody to do it, they know how to reach you because you're their client, but they might not know how to reach your clients, right?
Yeah, I would say, I would also add on to that and say that a lot of salespeople don't know how to market, and a lot of marketers don't know how to sell.
True. I agree with you. Well, thank you so much for lending me your time, Theo, and
not to end that on a bad note.
No, not to end that on a bad note, but it's just the reality of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not judging people. I'm just saying, like, I was once there too, and so working with Julia was a blessing, because she's able to help you to deeply embody the principles of effective sales and marketing, but realizing that what really matters is doing the work on yourself and getting all your blocks out first. and then everything else becomes easier, and understanding that actually, you know what, marketing is great, but also selling is paramount, because no sales, no clients, no clients, no business. So thank you.
And you actually won't be a good coach, because that shows your mindset is bad.
Yeah.
And then also the practice with clients is what makes you even better.
Agreed. Yes, totally. I think it's been a huge transformation, and it's just reassuring to know that I know what to do now, and I know when things go wrong, I know how to change it. It's just like it's completely night and day. It's completely night and day. Obviously, there's always going to be room for growth, but
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that I have not, I invest, I work with someone all the time, and that's why I can do this work. And that's why I can even help you have these results, because of that. We have to start with ourselves, really.
Yes, 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I know you have a very busy packed schedule, for lending us your time.
My pleasure, Julia.
Look forward to seeing more of your amazing breakthroughs, because it's so inspiring.
Fantastic. Thank you. Awesome. Absolutely.